Part 1. The misunderstanding of love. Love is one of the most complex and misunderstood emotions in human existence. Many believe they fall in love because of beauty, intelligence, charm, or even destiny. But is love really random, or is there a deeper reason why one person is drawn to another? In Zen and Buddhist teachings, love is not merely an emotional attachment. It serves as a mirror, a reflection of the person who loves, rather than the object of their affection. The Buddha's wisdom on love offers profound insight. He suggested that the way someone feels about you is not necessarily about you, but rather about themselves. In reality, people only fall in love for two reasons. Either they see in you what they lack, or they see in you what they already are. For example, one who feels empty seeks fulfillment in another. One who feels incomplete looks for wholeness in someone else. One who does not love themselves often seeks love from others to fill that void. On the other hand, those who recognize themselves in another are drawn together naturally, as water is drawn to the ocean. A wise master once said, "Love is not found in another. Love is found in oneself. The other is only a reflection." This insight reveals two fundamental reasons why people fall in love, whether they are seeking what they lack or recognizing what they are within another. To truly understand love, we must examine these reasons, as they shape the relationships we form. Part 2. The Silent Wanderer and the Seeker of Love. There once was a silent wanderer, known not by his name, but by his presence. He walked through life untouched by the illusions that clouded most hearts. The wanderer neither chased love nor avoided it. He simply existed, embodying the true essence of living in the moment. One day, as he rested beneath a great tree, a troubled seeker approached him. The seeker's eyes were heavy with sorrow, and his heart was burdened by many heartbreaks. "Master," the seeker asked, "why do people fall in love with some and not others? And why do I always lose the ones I love?" The wanderer closed his eyes for a moment and then spoke. "Love is not about the one you love. It is about the one who loves." The seeker was confused. "I do not understand," he replied. "If love is not about the beloved, then what is it about?" The wanderer picked up a bowl of water and held it before the seeker. "Look into the water. What do you see?" he asked. "My own reflection," the seeker answered. "And what if the water was muddy?" the wanderer inquired. "I would see nothing," the seeker replied. The wanderer nodded. "That is love. When someone loves you, they do not see you. They see themselves in you. When the water is clear, they recognize themselves. When the water is muddy, they project their desires onto you. Love is not given, it is reflected." The seeker thought deeply. "Then why do people fall in love?" The wanderer smiled and replied, "For two reasons. Either they seek what they lack, or they recognize what they already are." Part 3. Seeking what they lack. The seeker left the wanderer and traveled to a distant town, where he met a woman who had been through many painful relationships. She was beautiful, admired, and intelligent, but despite all the love she received, she always felt empty inside. One evening, as they sat by a river, she sighed and said, "Why do people love me, yet I feel empty inside?" The seeker recalled the wanderer's words and spoke gently. "Perhaps they love you not for who you are, but for what they lack." She turned to him, confused. "What do you mean?" He pointed to the river. "This river flows because the land is empty. Water fills the void. People who feel empty inside search for someone to complete them, but completion is an illusion." She lowered her gaze. "Are you saying that the love I have received was never real?" The seeker smiled gently. "It was real to them, but it was never about you. They loved you because they saw in you something they lacked: beauty, confidence, or peace. But the moment they no longer feel that emptiness, their love fades." The woman closed her eyes. "Then love is only temporary." The seeker shook his head. "No, love based on lack is temporary. It is like borrowing warmth from the sun. When night falls, the warmth is gone." She thought for a long time and then asked, "Then what is the second reason?" Part 4. Recognizing what they are. The seeker continued his journey and met an old man who had been married for 50 years. The old man's wife had passed away, but he still spoke of her with love in his voice. The seeker asked, "Why did you love her for so long?" The old man smiled. "Because she was me, and I was her." The seeker was intrigued. "How is that possible?" The old man pointed to a tree. "Do you see this tree? It does not seek the sun, it grows toward it naturally. My love for her was not about needing her. It was about recognizing myself in her. She did not fill my emptiness. She was my reflection. The seeker understood. So love that lasts is love that recognizes itself. The old man nodded. Yes, when someone loves you for what they lack, their love is fleeting. But when they love you because they recognize themselves in you, that love is eternal. Part 5. The Truth of Love. The seeker returned to the silent wanderer and shared what he had learned. Master, I have seen both kinds of love. What should one do with this knowledge? The wanderer smiled. Do not chase love. Let it reveal itself. If someone loves you because they lack something, they will leave when they no longer need it. But if someone loves you because they see themselves in you, that love will remain, even in silence. The seeker bowed. So the secret is not to seek love, but to be whole within oneself. The wanderer nodded. Yes, be like the moon. It does not beg for attention, yet its light touches all who look upon it. The seeker understood that love is not something to be earned or pursued. It is a mirror that reflects either emptiness or recognition. Those who understand this truth will never suffer for love, for they will know its true nature. Part 6. The 2 reasons people fall in love. The story of the seeker, the silent wanderer, the sorrowful woman, and the old man is more than just a tale. It is a reflection of the nature of love. The deeper truth about love is not found in romantic gestures or poetic words, but in understanding why someone is drawn to us in the first place. If we are loved because we fill a void in another person's life, we must recognize that such love is temporary. It is like the shadow cast by the sun, it shifts with time. On the other hand, if we are loved because someone recognizes themselves in us, that love is unwavering. It is like the moon that remains even when the sun disappears. True love, the love that lasts, is not about seeking fulfillment from others, but about recognizing the reflection of oneself in another. So, what should you do with this knowledge? The first step is to stop seeking love. Become whole within yourself. If you are empty, do not seek love to fill the void. Fill yourself first. Meditate, understand your desires, and embrace solitude. The strongest love is not found. It is attracted to those who do not need it. The second step is to observe why someone loves you. When someone loves you, ask yourself, do they love me because they see something in me that they lack? Or do they love me because they recognize themselves in me? If they love you because they lack something, do not become attached. They will leave when they no longer need it. But if they love you because they recognize you, cherish that love, for it is rare. Let love flow naturally. A river does not beg the ocean to accept its water, it simply flows. The moment you stop chasing love, the moment you stop needing to be loved, is the moment all love finds you. The silent power of being. The moon does not call out to the tide, yet the ocean moves toward it. The tree does not chase the sun, yet it reaches for its light. Love, in its truest form, does not come through pursuit, it arrives through presence. Become a person who does not seek love, and love will naturally seek you. When it does, you will know whether it is real or fleeting. And in that knowing, you will never suffer for love again.